More Life Project is a production of Aspire Holdings, LLC. The views and opinions expressed on the More Life Project podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Aspire Holdings, LLC, its sponsors, affiliates, or employees. The information shared on this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical or professional advice. Please consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your fitness, wellness, or nutritional routines.
Welcome to the More Life Project. I'm Coach Lauren.
I'm Coach Andrea.
And we are super excited to start this podcast and just bring you guys into our conversations. We work together. We do have a lot of conversations. We work together, but it extends far further than that. We're definitely friends. We talk, I don't know, how many times did we talk on the phone yesterday?
I don't know, like 5. I think we had 5 separate conversations.
5 or 6.
Some personal, some professional.
Yeah.
All the professional bleed to the personal.
Yeah. It's like we get on the phone to talk about a work topic and then it ends up spiraling into a whole bunch of other things. And we're obviously both passionate about wellness, fitness, nutrition, longevity. And so that's the basis of a lot of our conversations. And so our goal with this podcast is to share our opinions, our hot takes, talk through some certain things that might be going through social media, in the news when it comes to these topics, but also to bring in experts on things like nutrition, sleep optimization, mindset, wellness trends. So yeah.
And even some members and some friends. We want it to be fun and
Yes.
engaging, and we want you guys to be invited into our conversations.
Yeah. So we're super excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. So I'll just start it off.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you do this morning?
Well, I know we haven't talked yet
We
today.
haven't
This is
talked
our
in
first
about,
conversation
12
today.
hours.
So this morning I had a choice between going in for a workout and having coffee with my husband. So I chose coffee with my husband, which means that I will have to find time for my workout later, either today or tomorrow. I could choose a rest day today. We'll see. We'll see how much time I have. What'd you do?
I listened to the Taylor Swift album all the way through twice. It's only 41 minutes long.
How many times have you listened to it already through?
Oh, I mean, it's been out for 7 days now. So I probably listened to it like at least 50 times all the way through.
I have not heard one song
I know
from
all the
this
lyrics.
album.
Don't you worry. I will make you listen. I have my favorites. Yeah, I love it. So that's what I did this morning.
That's
Hung
great.
out with
Use
my
your time.
dog. I also skipped my workout yesterday. I'm going to lift later. But yeah, it's fine.
How's Dex this morning? We gotta bring
He's
Dex
good.
on the pod.
Yeah,
Lauren
Dexter's
has the
my
cutest
dog.
Dex. He's the sweetest
We'll
thing.
have to get him well, he's not going to want a chair of his
No,
own.
he's gonna wanna sit with
want to
you.
lay right here. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, I have a question about Dex. If Dex is here, because Dex knows me, I've babysat Dex before. I feel like I'm a little auntie to Dex. If he's in here with us, will he want to stay with you the whole time, or will he jump to me?
I don't know.
Okay,
That
we'll
will
have to
be
bring
the
him in.
test.
We'll have
We'll
to
see
bring
how
him
deep
in.
your connection truly runs.
Yeah.
No, but he'll be clinging to one of us at all times because
Yeah.
his love language is touch. So yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. Anyway.
So as Lauren mentioned, we are going to be inviting in some guests, some experts. But today on this episode, we kind of just wanted to chit chat and bring you guys into that conversation a little bit. So I did some homework.
Okay.
I'm
so proud of you. Good job.
Thank you.
I've done no
Thank you.
homework.
That's okay, because you're a sharp girl and you're going to have lots of opinions. But I thought this was interesting. So it's a January 2025. What's going to be in, what's going to be out for fitness and wellness trends in 2025. So I pulled the list.
Okay.
And I'm going to highlight some ins. I'm going to highlight some outs, and I want us to chat about it.
Okay.
So here are some ins. There was a lot, but I'm going to go. It was like 25 on each for the ins and the outs, which was significant.
Okay, we got a lot to talk through.
Okay, so for an in, digital detox, which I think is probably. I think it says it's an in, and I think we all say that we're going to digitally detox.
Yeah.
I think easier said than done.
So funny. I have a prayer journal that I write in every single night, and that was my prayer last night. I'm like, I'm just so overwhelmed with distractions right now. And when I feel overwhelmed, whether it's like work or personal life, of course, we go to distractions first when we should go to stillness and like being present. So I actually prayed about taking a digital detox.
Oh, you're in.
I'm in. I am in for once.
You're on the in list.
I did a little mini detox like this summer. Because I limited my Instagram time to 15 minutes a day. And like once I hit that 15 minutes, I closed out of the app. I was so disciplined. I was so good. But it was easier because it was sunny and warm, and I was going to the beach every day after work.
You were living your best summer life.
So I was like out. Yeah, I was out in nature. I was reading.
Yeah.
But now that it's like getting dark early again, and you're at home, it's just so easy to mindlessly scroll.
Okay, I scroll. I'm a scroller. I've done the put myself on the 15-minute timer. I basically just override it every single time.
Once you override it once, then you're like, I'll override it forever.
I just override it. But I realize I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch the Great British Baking Show, and that's about it.
You're not watching Love is Blind season 9?
I'm not watching Love is Blind. I'm not watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm not watching any of these shows. I will probably watch that at some point, but I'm not a big TV person. And I can read. I can read.
Good job.
I can read. I love to read.
I can read too.
I love to read, but the minute I start to read, I fall asleep. So scrolling has become my entertainment. So I don't just scroll all throughout the day. There's like designated
that's what I used to tell myself too, and I think that's just enabling yourself
calling me
to
out?
have some bad behavior. I'm
Okay,
calling you out.
Okay.
Because
calling
I was like, I just need to get home and not think about anything. And it's like, okay, but no. There's other impacts.
Okay, Lauren's calling me out.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next one.
Okay.
But I love you. I love you for calling me out. You're right.
I will always call you out. You know this.
Okay, positive affirmations for yourself, like self-affirming statements, like I can do this, I deserve happiness, which I think we can all get behind. Guided breathwork sessions. I do feel like breathwork is having a moment.
Well, breathwork is really important.
Yeah,
I suck at it.
I do too.
Because again, it's that stillness and like being present.
I'm terrible at it.
It's like, okay, these people like us that are go all the time, it's so challenging to like sit and be like, inhale for
4
3.
counts. Hold for 4.
Hold for 4.
The box breathing.
Yeah, box breathing. But when I do it, if it's forced, I feel so much better. And my my aura ring.
What feels better? Like when you do the breath. So people say that.
What feels better? My nervous system. My nervous system feels better.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So your aura ring, it tracks your stress throughout the day, your stress and your restorative time, and it goes like stressed, engaged, relaxed, restored. And if I do some sort of breath work, I will probably stay in more of the relaxed, engaged, restored.
Really?
If I don't know why I'm like all day. I don't feel that I am, but my resting heart rate is like
I don't think
really
you're hyperventilating all day long.
Well,
but
I don't know. People tell me they can hear me breathe sometimes.
Well, that's because you have allergies, and we'll get into that at some other time. But that's not just because you're stressed.
Like I'm Darth Vader.
Lauren's got some inflammation. We're going to discuss it over the several weeks of the podcast. But okay, so that's another emotional intelligence coaching.
Oh, dude, do we need that in this world?
Yes, and I feel like, your emotional intelligence and your intellectual, like your EQ versus your IQ. I am a huge proponent of this. And there are some people that say it doesn't exist. Emotional intelligence doesn't exist. And I cry foul on that. That's bunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an expert.
Say about that, but I probably shouldn't say that on the record.
I feel like if you have high emotional intelligence, you can be probably more successful even than someone that has a super high IQ.
Totally. Especially in this world where I think emotional intelligence is actually declining with this heavy influx of all of this social media therapy that isn't like true therapy. And it's like everyone wants...
It's not true? All the things I learn on Instagram isn't true therapy?
I mean, it depends on who's giving the content. But yeah, I do think emotional intelligence coaching, maybe that will be my next job.
We need to get an expert. If you're an expert on emotional intelligence, we need to have you on the
podcast.
I
have some questions.
I've got some questions too. Okay, a couple more. 3 more actually. Okay, quality over quantity. I think we can both get behind that.
Well,
just doing more and more and more.
What regard?
In every regard. So like your activities, your work, your family time. Like,
have you seen some of these like nighttime routines that some of these influencers are posting on social media recently?
And
it's like a 32-step evening routine, and they put like 17 creams on their face, and then they go to bed looking, it's kind of scary. They have like the head thing, and then the eye thing, and then the mouth tape, and then the I have some of these things. I'm not shading because I do it, but
I want to try the mouth taping.
I don't have 17 creams. I can't mouth tape because
you can't. You get the allergies.
I'm trying to breathe through my nose.
Yeah.
But these extreme nighttime routines that I think people think that they need to do in order to either sleep well or look attractive or be healthy, and that definitely not quantity over quality. I actually think more basic routines when it comes to that or fitness or nutrition typically leads to better success instead of worrying about everything you need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quality skincare routine, not quantity.
And you're so good about the quality over quantity when it comes to workouts. So talk to us a little bit about your fitness routine and your prioritization on rest.
Yes, which could go back to just, some people might just say it's lazy, but it's not.
You're not lazy.
It's really, I learned pretty early on that I was more successful in my workouts. I could lift heavier. I felt better when I did fewer workouts. And as long as I could maintain my health and my muscle and my lean muscle, and then also keep a low body fat percentage, I would rest more than I would work out. So I only work out like 3 days a week. And, occasionally I'll throw in a fourth, but I've always been a really low quantity, but high quality.
It's so important.
Yeah. And I feel like but I think that goes with a little bit of a caveat. I know my body. I laid a lot of groundwork. I was an athlete my whole life. I was a runner my whole life. So there was some background to that. So it's kind of maintenance now that I'm older.
Yeah. You put in more work up front.
Right.
And then you can maintain. So like the work that I put in to build muscle mass when I was 22, 23, 24, 25 versus now like 28, 29, 30, it's much easier for me to maintain this than back then. I had to be way more diligent with my workouts and with my nutrition. But like breaking down muscle, when you work really hard and you lift heavy and you break down your muscle, it doesn't just repair itself when you break it down day after day after day.
So you need the rest.
Us as coaches, it's so important that we like continue to drive that message home with people.
Yes, because you don't have to beat yourself up every single day to see results.
Well, then your body is constantly inflamed, it's constantly broken down, and you're never going to build that muscle back stronger and bigger.
Right.
So,
but there's a fear. There's a fear of rest. If I'm not in the gym every day, I'm going to break my habit, or if I'm not in the gym every day, I won't get the gains that I've worked so hard for, or I'm going to lose those gains. And I just haven't found that to be true.
Yeah.
And I think we could have probably a lot of specialists on that would probably concur with that.
Well, whatever you're doing is what I need to do because
you're so sweet.
Goals.
Okay. This last one, I think we're actually I want to dive a little deeper into.
Okay, okay. So I have a confession. You told me that you kind of looked at this, so I looked it up, and I really wanted you to ask me about the first one on this list. I only looked at the very first thing on this list. I started cracking up, and then I closed out of the articles. I'm like, this is going to be so good.
Okay, you guys. Okay, listen. This is what she's referring to. Okay, forest.
Number one. For 2025 wellness trends is...
That's so funny. Forest bathing. And I can't even pronounce the next part of it.
The visual I got when I read forest bathing.
Gosh,
I've never heard of this, and we're in October, so it's clearly not an in.
I don't think it's an in. It definitely did not trend. But
I'm envisioning ourselves on a leaf with like a hose in the forest.
Okay, and I think this might be Japanese, and for all of our Japanese-speaking viewers, you can correct me, but Shinrin Yoku, immersing yourself in nature by walking through forests can significantly reduce your stress.
Okay, but I do have things to say about this.
Okay, I will say one thing. Touch grass. I think that came from the forest bathing. People are always saying...
And it's just a classier way to say it. Forest bathing. No, but I'll tell you this. Okay, so I was talking with you guys before we just started filming about my stress levels in the summer versus my stress levels right now, transitioning into fall, now that the sun isn't shining as long and I'm not going to the beach every day after work. Well, I'm putting my bare feet in the sand and swimming in the ocean every day.
Yes, you're forest bathing.
I was thriving. Yeah. It was beautiful. Yeah. Every day was the best day to be alive, and it still is. But I'll tell you, I'm a little bit stressed, and that's when I need to start focusing on the box breathing, so I'm not putting my feet down on the ground.
So the ins for you for 2025 are breathwork, the box breathing, and forest bathing.
I got 2 months left. I'll bring it.
I know, we're almost at the end.
I know.
2025. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because that was really fun. Okay, so the last one that I did want to talk about, and I want to actually dive deeper in, we're going to get to some things that are out, but the last thing that's in is the alcohol, sober, curious living. The Gen Zers and even some of the millennials, they're later to the game, but avoiding alcohol.
Yeah.
Like non-alcoholic socializing. So I want to dig deeper into that one. We're going to move into the outs. So yeah, alcohol-free socializing. I want to dig into that one though.
Yeah.
Some things that are out for 2025.
Wait, do you want to dig into that now?
No, we're going to dig into that later.
Okay.
Cuz we're going to go through the
digging.
Yeah, we're going to pause on the digging cuz we're going to dig deeper. We're going to do some deep diving into that one. Okay, some outs. Things that are out. Overworking without breaks. I would like to know who's that out for. Who's I don't feel like that's an out for me. I feel like
I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to find a way out.
Yeah.
Like I told my boss last week, I'm like, I'm going to quit.
Yeah, Lauren told our boss yesterday that I think about me. She thinks about quitting twice a year, but that I think about quitting twice a week.
Well,
because I told her that.
Am I lying?
Yeah, we have to be careful.
We're letting them in on our conversations.
Yeah, we're letting them in.
But here's the thing. You can say you want to quit twice a year.
But I haven't. 12 years,
Quantity over quality.
Yes.
Yes. Or quality over quantity. Sorry, I messed
quality
that up. Quality of
over
quits
quantity.
over quantity of trying to quit.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You don't actually do it because you know that the challenge just makes it better.
Our boss, let's just so you know, he has to deal with this
But he knows us.
But he knows us.
He's worked with me for 9.5 years and Andrea for 12.
Yeah.
So like
way back when I was in my 30s, he hired me.
That's crazy.
And you were in your 20s.
I wasn't even out of the womb.
Oh my gosh.
You're right.
There is an age gap. I'm sure you could tell between Lauren and me. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, mindless social media scrolling, that's out. Again, for whom?
Well, yeah,
for whom?
I'm trying.
We're all
I'm going to be better starting today.
Okay. Should we try
I'll
it together?
report.
Hold each other accountable?
Yeah.
We'll make it a thing.
Yeah, I was doing really well, and then I went on that trip to Switzerland. And I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm taking a bunch of videos. I'm going to post them. I'm going to engage with people on social media. And then since then, I've gone off the deep end, and my social media scrolling is up. But
okay, so this is an interesting thing, the social media thing. My son is 19.
Yeah.
He does not have social media. He does no social media stuff.
Keep it that way.
When you are on a college campus and you want to meet a girl or you want to socialize, you feel like there's a little bit of pressure because we don't exchange phone numbers anymore. It's like DM me.
Well, he should be the man
and just says,
that
I'm not doing
continues
it.
the legacy of true manhood and chivalry and go and ask for the number. Someone asked for my number on Sunday.
Did you give them or did you say
I
DM
gave it,
me?
and then I said delete it. No. But no, he's a nice man. Nice man.
Okay.
But there's no way he can find
Hopefully
this podcast.
he doesn't watch this podcast.
He doesn't watch this podcast. And it's okay. Nice guy. I told him, I said, you know what? I really commend you for the courage that you had to ask. Not many people do this. I said, you're doing a great job. He's like, I don't do this usually. And I was like, you're doing a great job. But in my head, I'm like, I can tell. Yeah, I'm here to encourage.
Feedback.
I'm an encourager.
You're such a boss. Giving him feedback during his attempt to ask you out.
Well, he needed affirmation.
It was affirmation. I love that about you. That's good. But you gave him the phone number.
And then I told him that things are so busy right now. I just don't have time.
You walked it back. So you don't feel like if someone doesn't have social media that it's sus?
When a man doesn't have social media, I say, I like you more.
Okay.
When a man doesn't have social media and a man doesn't drink alcohol.
Okay.
Those are 2 green flags.
Green flags. You heard it here first. Okay. Oversharing on social media. This one I was never in on.
Oh,
I've never
I've been in on this.
Yeah, I'm not an in on this person. I have a hard time with the posting. I have a hard time with the posting.
It depends. So when I was oversharing, there was a few-year period when I was taking on one-on-one like fitness and nutrition clients, as you know, and I built a little business. And so I was sharing authentically on my Instagram story every single day about what I was doing and some mindset tips and what I was eating in a day. And I loved that. And there were people that loved that. And it was all to like build that business and just have authentic relationships with my potential clients.
It wasn't just look at me.
No.
It was purposeful.
Yes, it was purposeful. And then, then some people, well, I'm not going to share that.
Oh.
I don't want all my information out there.
Intrigued.
I'm like actually a private person. I'm so introverted and private. I don't want anybody to know anything. But then when you get me talking, it's like, whoa, there it is. It's everything. My whole life story. So I pulled back from that. And but I want to share. So I go back and forth.
Yeah. I just feel like I think what this is saying that is that it should be out. Yeah. I don't think it's actually out, though. I think people are just, I think social media is here to stay. People share, they overshare.
I don't need to see someone crying on Instagram.
Well, it feels so contrived to me. Like, you think about what they had to do to set it up.
And I cry a lot, but when I cry, I'm not pulling out my camera.
Right, because you have to set up the camera, make sure your shot looks good.
Make sure that tear is perfectly halfway down your cheek.
So I'm always curious about what's happening the steps before.
I don't know if that's healthy. Like, if we're talking wellness, I think people that overshare on social media may be doing that in place of therapy or talking to a
true
friend.
Connection.
And I think that needs to be in a direction that's actually going to serve them working through whatever those emotions are.
I agree. Mm-hmm. We're not psychologists.
No, but I do have a degree in psychology, but I'm not a psychologist.
Is that your degree?
Yeah.
Is psychology?
Mm-hmm.
How did I not know that?
Fun fact. I wanted to be a marriage and family counselor. Yeah, and therapist.
You kind of are. In fitness, you kind of are.
Yeah. In fitness, but then also in leadership, coaching our teams. It's like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I say that about my degree. My degree is in English, and I speak it every day.
You do speak English every day.
And I can write one heck of an email, and I know how to properly use an M dash, and it's not AI. Yeah. Lauren called me out the other day. I wrote her a very lovely text, very heartfelt text, and she called me out, said it was AI because there was an M dash in it, and I just told her, no, I'm 50 and just know how to appropriately use them. How
and
rude.
Then she sent me a reel into my DMs about somebody saying RIP to the M dash and
right, because AI, that's the AI giveaway.
Sophistication of writing and language. Yeah, you're done.
A well-placed M dash changes the whole tone of a sentence. Okay. And that's why AI uses it so often. That's my hot take, yeah. Okay, other things that are out. Toxic dynamics. When was that ever in? Forbes, I have a question for you. Forbes magazine online.
Dynamics?
When was toxic dynamics ever end?
It's not in. We're going on to the next.
Okay. Well, here's what it says about it. Whether at work or in relationships, negativity drains your energy and well-being. Prioritize environments and people that uplift and support you. So I think what it's saying is it wasn't saying that it's actually ever been in, but it's saying evaluate your life. Are there toxic dynamics in your life at work, at home, and move them out of your life?
Good in concept, but make sure you're introspective and doing a self-evaluation to see how you contribute to those toxic dynamics before you think
maybe
you just
you're
need
the toxic one.
Jet off to where the grass is greener.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing culturally where it's like you need to set boundaries, set your limits, work-life balance, leave your relationship. But there's a lot of going through the hard that actually leads you to greater things on the other end in the settings that you're currently in. But if you're constantly dashing off to the next thing because it's uncomfortable, then you are limiting yourself from growth and true fulfillment, true connection. So
I think that is a really good point because there is this huge trend of people estranging themselves from their families because they view them as a toxic dynamic. And I understand that those situations, you definitely need to evaluate those relationships. And maybe estrangement is the right call. Maybe you have an abusive situation in your past and you should. But if it's just because of politics or religion or a difference of viewpoint, I don't know.
You have to be able to have healthy conflict and talk through those things and find a mutual basis of respect.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Totally just my opinion.
But yes. I do think that there's importance. Yeah. I really think there's great value in having people in your life, maybe not your close, intimate circle, but the circle beyond that think differently than you.
Absolutely.
To make sure that you can stay rooted in your truth. Like what do you believe? And then you can't say that it's short-sighted, like you're not ever being challenged. You have to have healthy conflict and challenge.
I absolutely agree. I'm so glad we agree.
Yeah. The More Life Project is sponsored by Orangetheory Fitness. Orangetheory is an all-in-one dynamic blend of strength and cardio training that supercharges your metabolism to burn more calories and build lean muscle. Certified coaches guide you through science-backed workouts designed for all fitness levels. To learn more and to get your first class for free, stop in or visit orangetheory.com.
We weren't in conflict over
We're not fighting yet.
Yeah. Okay, a couple more. This one says that Ozempic is going to be an out. Ozempic is an in.
It's in.
Right, but maybe it's saying it should be an out. Well, here's what it says. Maybe I should actually read it. It says, Quick fix solutions for weight management. Ignore the importance of sustainable habits like balanced nutrition and regular exercise. True. There and in, people are using them.
Yeah.
There is a place for them. GLP-1s, there is a place for them.
If that is coming from your doctor for your health.
Right. I feel like that our listeners or viewers, if you're watching, could start to play a drinking game every time that we say GLP-1 and over the next course of because we're going to talk about it a lot.
It's such a hot topic in the wellness space.
Yeah,
and
we'll talk about it a lot.
There's definitely a role for it if, again, it's coming from your health provider. Right. But what we commonly are seeing now in our studios, our Orangetheory studios, is these people that actually have withered away their muscle mass, and it's very apparent. And that's a really sticky situation. And that goes into like the whole dynamic on weight loss and the number on the scale and the obsession with being skinny and
unrealistic body goals. That's an out.
Well,
so that plays into that.
Okay. Well, I do believe that we were on this really great track the last 5 or so years through social media and just trends where it was strong, not skinny, and build muscle, prioritize on protein, eat enough, get thick.
Yeah.
But like in the good way. But now we're kind of going this opposite direction, and it's a little scary. I'm not subscribing.
No, okay. I women my age, I'm 50. Your face, it makes you look another 10 years older. It ages you when you lose body fat in your face.
Yeah.
I would like to put more in.
Well, people are doing that too.
I'm not going to do that, but I would like to have the effects of.
Yeah, it would be lovely.
It would be lovely. It's okay. I'm happy, Willie. You're
beautiful.
It's fine. Okay, the last one, and then I do want to go back into the alcohol. The alcohol, I guess, avoidance is what we'll call it. But the last one is an over-reliance on wearable tech, like your Oura Ring.
Yeah, you got to have a healthy relationship. I have a very healthy relationship with my Oura Ring.
I don't think I could, and that's why I don't wear one. Yeah, I have a tendency to overdo. And so if I am, which is a lot of why I also scaled back the quantity of my workouts.
Yeah.
I have to be careful.
See, I've evolved from my younger self.
Okay.
Me growing. But I don't know. I got an Apple Watch, I think at age 23, probably.
Yeah.
And I had that for, I don't know,
Were you
6
somebody
years?
that wore it all the time?
I never took that thing off. And man, my little wrist was tiny here and it was super white with the tan line. And I'm like, I'm going to be Captain Hook in 20 years if I don't get rid of this thing. And I tell people this, you better take that Apple Watch off. And this is not medical advice. This is not Apple. Don't come for me. They're going to listen on my phone and I'm going to be hunted.
You're going to be shut off.
No, but I'm like, everyone's going to lose their hand because you don't know the cellular impact that these wearables are having. And so I'd rather lose a finger.
You're going to have to choose.
We are the guinea pigs.
I only wear my watch to coach.
I never took it off.
I never wear it to socially.
Yeah, there were a couple years where I had to close my rings every day. And, you could share with your friends and everything was like competing. But I released that. And then I ended up getting rid of my Apple Watch because everybody says, oh, I just wear it because I get my texts and calls. Yeah, that's
I don't
the
want
problem.
that. I don't want my texts and calls all the time.
People shouldn't have nonstop access to you. And then you should not have a constant distraction. My pet peeve, and this happened I was interviewing
Take notes,
somebody.
You guys, if you're ever in a conversation with Lauren.
I was interviewing somebody yesterday, and I know that they're watch buzzed, and they had the audacity to look at a notification while interviewing with me in the middle of a sentence, and it happens all day, every day.
It's Pavlovian. They don't even think that they're realizing it.
They're salivating.
Yes.
Like
they're just
dogs.
Every time. I agree.
You know what? It's so funny. I don't know if people know that reference to like Pavlov's dogs and the psychological study.
Don't tell them. Look it up.
Go look it up. But you know what's so funny? I always tell my members on the tread, if I am passing out wipes on the last block more than, a minute before that last stall out, I'm like, guys, don't be like Pavlov's dogs. Like, don't start salivating. I'm giving these wipes because they're all like, I'm going to get off this treadmill soon. So I always use that reference.
That is the signal.
And that's how I proved that my degree was in psychology.
Oh.
Ask me anything else. Don't know if I'll remember, but I got that one.
Okay. We are going to go backward now in our conversation to the alcohol and how so many of Gen Z is not drinking.
Yeah.
There's a whole sober culture.
This is good.
It is good. It is good. What do you think is behind it?
I think there's generations on generations of people seeing the impact of alcohol on everything in people's lives. Like if we want to go down the dark path, it's alcohol is like a drug, and it has some pretty detrimental effects on people if you're unable to control it. So on a macro, right, you see how it affects relationship dynamics, how it can be addicting and ruin people's careers, friendships, whatever.
Yeah.
But also on the micro, I think the incorporation of wearable, so that was our last topic, right? Your Oura Ring, your Apple Watch, you're actually seeing the impact that it's having on your body where, yeah, we all drink and we lose sleep and we wake up and we're hungover. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, I don't want to go do my day.
Feeling.
It's the worst feeling. But then you get through it and you're like, okay. But when you actually see its effects that last beyond just that morning after.
Yeah.
Because I have stopped drinking for the most part. I drink twice a year, 2 events a year now because of one margarita at dinner ruined my sleep, which then ruins my resilience over time. So my resting heart rate goes up, my HRV goes down, my
For
stress
our listeners,
levels.
tell them what HRV means.
Heart rate variability.
Yeah.
If you have a wearable, you know.
Yeah.
But Google it. But
I don't have a wearable.
yeah. Okay. So your Oura Ring, I think we just talked about this. It tracks your stress. So the day after I drink, even though I feel like I'm chill because I'm like barely hanging on, it's stressed
so bad
at the top the whole time.
Yeah. There's no positives to drinking alcohol.
No, it's like, well, there's the positive. I tear up that dance floor. And whether or not the people around think I'm tearing up that dance floor, I am performing.
Lauren is performing, and she's having fun.
I am having a great time.
You're
Get
a
me
great
on
dancer.
Fergalicious, transition that into my humps.
It's amazing. You guys, it's a sight to behold. She's quite the dancer.
Fergie. Yeah, it's not really good. It's not good. But I think it's good in the moment. And that's thanks to the tequila.
Well,
that's the only positive for me.
It is. I mean, I think for a lot of Generation Z and the Generation X and the Boomer. So I'm Gen X.
I'm a millennial.
Lauren's a millennial. I think that the rate of alcoholism was so high. There are people that I was in school with that are going to rehab now as, 40s and 50-year-olds. There was so much, and I think you're right. I think that they witnessed some really bad things.
Yeah.
I did some digging.
Okay.
A couple of things came out that I thought were really interesting. Some of the things that we've already discussed. They're Gen Z and probably even the younger millennials. Mental health awareness. We are talking about mental health.
I am
so
not
much
a sad
more. person,
but the day after I drink, I am sad. And yeah, like I'll cry. Sad. I'm sad. You're just
you cry when you're happy. You cry when you're sad.
I cry a lot,
you cry,
but man, like I'm sad.
Lauren, our girl Lauren's a bit of a tear girl.
Sometimes you gotta let it out.
I know.
And I've always been that way.
I cried last night. I shed it. I'm not a big crier. I shed a tear.
I'm so proud of you.
I was watching a show and it got me, and I can't remember.
You know what always gets me to cry? It's the mom scenes in shows.
Yeah. I can't even remember what it was though.
Oh,
that's what's so sad.
Anyway, so mental health awareness.
Mental health awareness. Healthier lifestyles. They're drinking matcha instead of coffee. They're doing kombucha. There's a trend toward natural, not having, the junk in our food, clean food, clean living, clean eating. So that just kind of goes with that trend.
There's also been a lot of studies about the impact of alcohol on cancer rates.
Yes. Oh, there's 2 things that they can actually attribute, scientifically,
to breast cancer,
to all cancers. And I mean, that's a really broad statement, but people say that, seed oils, and people say that, any type of sugar that can cause cancer. But what they actually do know for sure, because those things haven't been proven yet, alcohol and deli meat, things like that, nitrates and nitrates.
Told me this.
Those are the 2 things. Yeah. And I'm sure they will do more research, and science is always evolving and changing, and they're learning more, and they'll find out that, seed oils do cause cancer, and we'll have to, address that. But I think that's interesting.
I haven't heard about seed oils in a while.
I know.
A couple months.
Yeah. There is a trend toward not villainizing them anymore, and not villainizing the Diet Coke. And that's another podcast.
That is a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah.
Diet Coke, Okay, you're going to get fatty liver.
We're not going to talk about it.
I just saw a scientific article on Instagram last night.
Okay, I want you to cite that journal.
I need to cite it. Let me do more research. We'll come back to this.
We're going to come back to DC. Okay. It's
going to get people really worked up.
Okay, so here are the things I found interesting about the alcohol. So 1, less in-person socializing. So listen to this. Okay, alcohol tends to be a social drug, as we know. But on average, the amount of time people spent with friends in person decreased from 30 hours a month in 2003 to only 10 hours a month in 2020, which not that surprising.
Well,
what happened in 2020?
Okay.
Right?
Well,
but I think what they're saying is that 2020 changed us forever because we became less social during that time, and we won't even call it what it was, but during that time where we were forced to separate from one another, socialization dropped. People were drinking at home by themselves.
I saw some scary things.
There's some scary things that was happening, but that started a trend of less in-person socialization, even now in 2025.
10 hours a month.
10 hours
I would like to
a
see
month.
that now in 2025. I am an introvert. I will say borderline antisocial,
when was this
and I am
study?
seeing my friends more than 10 hours a month, that's for sure.
So this quote's from 2020. It doesn't say what's going on in 2025. This article was written. This was from Time Magazine. This article was written in 2025, but I would like to see a statistic for 2025. I bet you it's increased. We're in.
I definitely don't think it's 30 hours.
It's not 30 hours. I think it's probably more than 10.
People are like hanging out via social media. Like they think talking with a friend is sending a reel.
My daughter developed she's been with her boyfriend for 3 years. They've not lived in the same state for the entire time. It's crazy. All been, they fly back and forth. It's not cheap. But, but it's been, again, we'll talk about that more. Okay, access. Okay, this one's the thing that really surprised me. Access to marijuana. Because marijuana became legal.
Well, I believe that.
So they're not drinking, but they're all stoned.
They're
all
not,
getting
they're
stoned.
Not. I think that's also falling off.
No, I don't think so. That's not what this says.
Well,
it's not.
I'm not. I've never done that a day in my life, and that's a badge of honor. No shade to all of you that do it, but it's not for me.
Not for Lauren.
But I do believe that that's a huge thing as to why people aren't drinking as much.
Yes. Okay, I have a thought about it. Oh. Why? Why would they be more likely to smoke marijuana than drink?
From what I've heard of people that engage in that activity, you don't feel the same way when you wake up in the morning like you do after alcohol. And
there's that. I mean, I'm sure that's true.
I'm not a reliable
I think
source
it's
to talk
because
about
of what it says down here, the healthier lifestyles. They think it's natural.
Ew. Yeah, that's what they try to tell you.
Right. It's natural. There's this medicinal, impact that's healthy for you.
Yeah, I do think it helps some people in medicinal ways. I do think, but
yeah. I do think
I'm
it's addictive,
not credible
though.
to talk on this topic.
I know, neither of us are, but that's kind of the whole thing. We're going to talk about a lot of things, and then we're going to have experts on to school us.
Yeah.
But I do think that even though there is some information that supports it not being addictive, I think for some people it is highly addictive.
Totally. Anything that is not, it's just everything can be addictive.
That's true.
It depends on your personality and the way that you're engaging with things. And so.
And keep kicking your cute white shoes.
Don't kick them.
I know.
But
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I thought that was.
I'm not surprised.
I thought that was really fascinating. So it's what it says is according to the study published in JAMA Pediatrics. It's like I did real research for this.
Proud of you.
I know. The percentage of college students aged 18 to 22, and this was published in 2024. So the students aged 18 to 22 in the United States who stated that they refrained from drinking alcohol rose 20% in 2002 to 28% in 2018. And I'm sure that has grown even higher. Yeah. And I think also social media, because you have celebrities that are coming out saying that they don't drink, like Tom Holland.
I don't know who that is.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He played Spider-Man, and he even has his own non-alcoholic beer line.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that there's there's negatives to social media, and then there's positives. And I do think some of these things that are positive trends definitely influence people to make healthier choices. And if you realize, I think one of the things that was, for me, I've never really been intrigued by alcohol. I really didn't drink much until I was like 27. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to start going out. I was a late bloomer.
Oh,
and
it's the going out.
It's like the going out and having friends and meeting people. It's because once I became single, I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to meet people in this day and age? And
okay,
so you
can I ask a question?
Yes.
Going out always indicates drinking?
No.
Okay.
But
did it?
But I thought that it did.
Yeah.
And then I'd feel bad because I'm like, well, I don't know how to be in this space and maybe not have a drink.
Right.
And I think that's how everybody felt. So now with social media and this trend of being sober curious and not drinking, people are realizing, oh, I'm not the only one.
Right.
So I'm more willing to do this. And I think people are actually being more authentic to how they feel and how they want to be in social spaces, which is a positive.
And it's exhausting to me. I've never been a big drinker ever my whole life. And partly I just don't think it's in my nature, and going out was not going out drinking. And if I did go out and have a drink, it was a drink.
Yeah.
And I've never been like multiple
you weren't
drinks.
sending it on the dance floor.
I wasn't sending it on the dance floor. I also got married really, really young,
Yeah,
and we were very, very
different.
poor. We didn't have money to go out and like go out and drink. So that, because drinks, that has to be another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
It is so expensive.
Yeah.
How are these youngins
Anyway,
affording it?
Yeah. I'm all for the sober curious trend. I think it's great. I think we should
it's great,
minimize
too.
alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's our next topic?
That was it. That's my whole list. Like
That's
that
your
was
topics?
yeah, that was my topics for today.
Dang, man. I wish we had more time to talk about the forest bathing.
That could maybe, one of the things that Lauren and I want to accomplish on this podcast are experimenting with other fitness trends, because as we mentioned, we work for Orangetheory. We love Orangetheory. That's been my main source of fitness, has been Orangetheory for the last 12 years. But we're curious about other things, and we're going to be trying some things, and we're going to report back to you how they go. And some of the things we're going to try apparently is forest bathing.
There will not be video footage.
There will not be video footage of forest bathing, but we're going to give it a shot, I think.
Yeah.
Get some mental clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll talk through a lot of fun things. So
it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Should we do some random rapid fire to close it out?
Yeah, let's do it.
I just love a game.
Okay, let's do it.
I have nothing prepared in my mind.
Okay. Weekend plans.
My weekend plans?
Yeah.
Avoid human beings at all costs.
Wow.
Avoid any sort of interaction. No. So that goes into that 10 hours of that. No, I've had a week. This is, like we said, I've just been overdoing it a little bit. So I really just want to relax. I'm going to go down to the beach with my dog. I do have plans with a friend. That will be a lovely time.
Yeah, your poor friend.
Yeah, go to church and get some good sleep, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Well, tomorrow's my anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
28 years.
28 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
28 years married, 34 together.
That's crazy.
I know. And we have zero plans.
That's nice.
But we had coffee today. I don't even know if Scott remembers it's our anniversary, which is fine.
I'm sure he does.
Well, we've never been big on that.
people?
Yeah. Oh, my stomach is growling. I'm really excited for lunch. We've never been big anniversary people.
Yeah.
Here's something I will tell you.
Okay.
When you get married, if you want to be, and you're good, actually, you're already really good at this. If you want to be celebrated, and you want your birthday to be celebrated, and you want your anniversary to be celebrated, tell them.
I make that clear. Listen, I'm a birthday girl. I will celebrate you hardcore.
Yes.
But I need to be celebrated.
Yeah.
It's the little things. I want to feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you make it known.
But here's the thing. Oh my gosh, there's this quote and I'm obsessed with it. It's the most attractive people, and this is true, like the people I'm most attracted to in friendship, in dating, in coworkers are the people that are so enthusiastic about life. And it's enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the most important trait that somebody can have.
Yeah.
And it's the little things. I strongly dislike the people like, it's no big deal. I don't need to celebrate. I don't want to. It's like, no, like life is so short.
Yeah.
Celebrate everything. If it's a birthday, great. A promotion, great. But don't wait for those big things. The sun is shining. Let's go.
Yeah.
Your favorite song just came on. Let's dance. Like, let's have fun and make life enjoyable. So yes, I make that very clear. If you don't make it zesty, love the word zesty.
Lauren is really good about that. I am not great about it. I don't like the attention. It makes me a little, I feel, and people want to celebrate you. That's the thing.
So let
you
them
let
be
them
happy.
celebrate you.
Yeah.
I just got called out. Lauren and I both won. I'm gonna celebrate us.
Oh.
Lauren and I both won some awards this year for our work performance. And a dear friend of mine reached out to me and asked me about this event that we had been at where we were both awarded these awards. And I did not mention the fact that I had won this award. And so he called me out. Like, it was Corey, our dear friend Corey, reached out to me and said, my wife and I both asked you how convention was. And you neglected to tell us that you had won this award.
You're just so humble.
And he was annoyed because they wanted to celebrate me. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's hard for me because it feels boastful. And so that makes me uncomfortable.
It's tough. It's a tough balance to come from a place of humility and still acknowledge what you are very deserving of. But
yeah, it's hard. Yeah. But here's the thing I'm going to tell you all. In relationships, in dating relationships, getting married, don't set your partner up for failure. If you
speak your needs.
Speak your needs. If you need to be celebrated for Valentine's Day or for your anniversary or for your birthday, tell them, this is what I want. I want to be celebrated in this way. And so Scott and I, neither of us have had big anniversary needs in that way, but and our son was born just a few days before our anniversary, so his birthday always he crashed the party,
hijacked the love.
He did. So but if there are times where I'll say, hey, this anniversary I want it to be special, I want us to do something, and so I will tell him that. Otherwise, then you're just setting them up to, you're just setting yourself up to be sad.
And that's all relational wellness. That's a wellness topic.
It is a wellness topic.
It's speaking your needs, being authentic to who you are.
Right.
And it's so important. Okay.
Yes.
Last little question, because you referenced it, and now my tummy is rumbling.
Yeah.
Lunchtime is near. What are you having for lunch? What are we eating today? Talk me through your day of eating so far.
Okay.
And what you're doing tonight, which I already know, and then we'll end on that.
You're good at prepping your meals. I'm sort of a fly by the seat of my pants.
If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Well, I prepare to fail often. I do not prep my meals very well or very often. I work sometimes at 4 a.m. I'm up in the morning and thinking, oh, shoot, I should quickly make some thing for lunch today. And then I don't because I don't have time. But this morning I had a bowl of oatmeal with blueberries and some raisins in it, some cinnamon, and I have zero idea what I'll have for lunch, but it will involve fiber and protein.
Yeah,
I didn't have protein this morning.
What was going wrong with your breakfast?
Yeah, I didn't have any protein in my breakfast.
How do you feel?
I'm starving.
You got limp energy.
I feel very energetic.
Can't have naked carbs, people.
Okay, but we've gone back to this thing. I don't feel different. I'm just more hungry. Like, I feel as much energy as I had if I do it.
I literally will be like...
Wet noodle.
Wet noodle.
Yeah.
What a visual. A wet noodle in the forest bathing. No. But yeah, I need to have a nice, perfect balance of protein, carbs, and fat.
Where it gets me is I'll be starving. So I feel energized. I mean, there was a lot of sugar in my breakfast. I had some blueberries. I had the raisins and everything. But so I'm still riding that high.
So you don't know what you're having for lunch?
I don't know what I'm having for lunch.
But you know what you're having for dinner?
I know what I'm having for dinner because it's Friday. And the Wilsons have pizza on Fridays.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do that. What about you? What's your food going to be?
What I had this morning. So I always start with a cup of bone broth, warm bone broth. Gives me like nice 15 grams of protein, some good vitamins.
You're so good. I just can't wrap my mind around it.
I really love the bone broth. And then I had a little bit of high fiber cereal. Okay. Not ideal, but
Magic Spoon?
It was good. No, I don't. It's Kashi.
Oh, Kashi.
I don't know the brand.
What do you put on it?
Milk?
Regular milk?
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk. You're milking the coconuts.
I'm milking the nuts.
Okay.
And then I had a protein shake. I was on the go.
Okay.
And then
Wait. What's in your protein shake?
This was just one of those Owen.
Oh, you love those.
Brand protein shakes. If I make my own protein shake.
Owen, you need to sponsor Lauren. She's a big fan of your products.
I have one of you every day.
Every day.
But if I make my own protein shake, the times that I, need to invest that extra 3 minutes of work, it's usually coconut milk, a really clean protein powder with some chia seeds. I was putting some flax seeds in.
Wow, so good.
Blueberries. I've been trying.
Snaps for you.
But then I haven't been doing that consistently.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, for lunch, I have white rice, salmon, edamame, and I'm just putting that spicy mayo all over it.
Yeah, you love that spicy mayo.
So good. And
Is there seed oils in your spicy mayo?
I don't know, but you can't stress about all the little things,
Right.
I'm
living
my life.
I used to.
I'm not stressed.
I'm not doing it anymore.
I avoid as much as possible, but then
I gotta live my life.
Live your life. I'm probably gonna have a lot of some gluten-free cookies midday because that's just what I do.
I have birthday cake at home for Bodhi's birthday.
An Olipop. I have an Olipop every day after I get home from work.
I have a Coke Zero.
Oh, you're drinking that poison. I don't know how much. I would love to. We need to get a study out of these like newer, like healthy branded sodas and how much healthier they actually are than the bad ones. Okay. And then for dinner, I'll probably just have some steak, arugula salad. I've been challenged to eat some spinach because my doctor told me, she's like, you need to eat more leafy greens. And I was like, I just
Lauren
don't like them. And she's like, you're an adult. Suck it up. And I said, whoa, Catherine.
Lauren does not like the veggies.
Yeah, but that's what I'm going to do. So that's that. And then Dexter's going to cry. Because he's going to want my steak. And he's not getting any. It's not his birthday. He only gets it once a year.
With our pizza, we always do a kale salad. And I've tried to tell you how to prepare your kale so that it's palatable.
I'm not messing with that. It's
Get your food processor. I'll tell you guys. Get your food processor out.
Make it quick. They don't want to hear this.
It'll make it so nice and fine and yummy with some lemon and olive oil.
All right.
Get those greens. Get those greens.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thank you guys for listening to our little conversation. I know we hip hopped to a lot of different topics.
Ooh, we're hip hopping.
We're hip hopping. Our goal is to just talk through these things more in depth as we bring on some experts and we do more research. I applaud Andrea. Good job for doing your research to prepare. I'm so glad I just got to react. I will do some research in the future, and we're just super excited to take you guys along the ride of the More Life Project.
Welcome.
It's going to be fun.
Welcome on board.
We will see you next time.
Yeah.